Have you ever met someone who wasn't the loudest person in the room, yet somehow everyone respected them? They never bragged about their achievements, they didn't try to prove they were the smartest, and yet when they spoke, people listened. Here's what most people don't realize. Psychologists have found that some of the clearest signs of intelligence have nothing to do with IQ tests, perfect grades, or solving impossible math problems. In fact, many highly intelligent people never see themselves as geniuses. The more they learn, the more they realize how much they still don't know. That's because real intelligence is surprisingly quiet. It doesn't demand attention. It shapes the way you think, the way you react, and the way you see the world. So what if you've been measuring yourself by the wrong standards all along? What if some of your everyday habits reveal a level of intelligence you've never recognized? Today, we're exploring 4 surprising signs that psychologists often associate with highly intelligent people. And the final one isn't just the rarest. It may be the single strongest predictor of long-term success. You might recognize someone you know, or for the first time, you might recognize yourself. The first sign is an unstoppable curiosity. Highly intelligent people rarely accept information at face value. Their minds naturally ask questions that most people never think to ask. Why? How? What if that's not true? While others are satisfied with the first answer, they hear curious people keep digging until they understand what's really going on beneath the surface. Imagine 2 people watching the same sunset. One simply says, "Wow, that's beautiful." The other wonders why the sky changes color, how sunlight bends through the atmosphere, and why no 2 sunsets ever look exactly the same. That's the difference. Curiosity isn't just a personality trait. It's one of the brain's most powerful learning tools. Every question forces your mind to build new connections, challenge old assumptions, and see patterns that other people completely overlook. That's why psychologists often link curiosity with lifelong learning, creativity, and stronger problem-solving skills. Albert Einstein once said, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." That simple habit helped him change the way humanity understands the universe. If you've ever been told that you ask too many questions, don't take it as an insult. Some of history's greatest discoveries began with someone asking a question that everyone else ignored, because intelligent people aren't satisfied with knowing what happened. They want to understand why it happened. And that one habit changes the way they see everything. The second sign is that you listen far more than you speak. Most people walk into a conversation with one goal, to say something impressive. They're already planning their next sentence before the other person has even finished talking. Highly intelligent people take the opposite approach. They listen first, not because they have nothing to say, but because they know that every person knows something they don't. While everyone else is busy trying to be heard, they're quietly collecting information. They notice the tone behind the words, the pause before someone answers, the facial expressions that don't match the smile, and the tiny details that reveal what people are really thinking. Psychologists have long recognized that great listeners tend to make better decisions because they gather more information before reaching a conclusion. That's a powerful advantage. The loudest person in the room often gets the most attention, but the quiet observer usually understands the room better than anyone else. And here's something even more important. Highly intelligent people don't just listen to others. They listen to themselves. When they're angry, they ask, "Why am I reacting like this?" When they're wrong, they don't defend their ego. They examine their thinking. That kind of self-awareness is rare because the ability to understand your own mind is often more valuable than trying to impress everyone else's. Sometimes the smartest thing you can say is nothing at all. The third sign is that you're never afraid to say, "Don't know." At first that might sound like a weakness, but it's actually one of the clearest signs of a highly intelligent mind. People with little knowledge often feel the need to have an answer for everything. Highly intelligent people don't. They understand that pretending to know something teaches you nothing. Admitting you don't know is where real learning begins. Psychologists call this intellectual humility, the ability to recognize the limits of your own knowledge while staying open to new ideas. Imagine 2 people making the exact same mistake. The first spends hours making excuses. They blame other people, defend their ego, and refuse to admit they were wrong. The second simply says,